Our final section is explaining how to request supports. The Section 504 coordinator is responsible for ensuring that 504 students received documented accommodations. The special ed campus coordinator is responsible for ensuring that students served by special education receive documented accommodations. No matter which committee serves as the student, it is important to discuss with students, parents, and school professionals either at the Section 504 committee meeting or the ARD meeting, or during a conference before submitting requests to determine which accommodations are appropriate to apply for College Board tests. Parents and guardians need to consent to the request accommodations for their minor student. Students 18 or older will need to sign consent for themselves. Consents should be kept in the school's record by uploading to Frontline Archive Manager. The consents are linked here and are available in English and Spanish, and families can submit requests without the involvement of their school using a paper student eligibility form, which is available at collegeboard.org/SSD. Requests must be approved prior to test day, and they can take up to 7 weeks to be approved. Before starting an SSD request, you will need to have the following information: the IEP or 504 plan, information about the diagnosed disability, the estimated month year that the student's IEP or 504 plan was first created, the official student name, date of birth, estimated graduation date, month and year, student's gender, student's phone number, student's mailing address, and the confirmation of the parental consent. Schools requesting accommodations for students should have documentation that supports the need for these accommodations. In some cases, the documentation must be submitted to College Board for SSD to review. On this slide, there is a hyperlink to the College Board webpage for submitting an SSD request. There are 10 steps listed here. You're going to sign in to the College Board account, sign into your dashboard and click on SSD Online. You click on New Request. You choose the College Board Approved Accommodation or English Learner Support. You enter the student's name and search. The purpose is to make sure that the student doesn't already exist in the system. You will select from the list or select that the student is not listed and add the new student to click Continue. Then there will be a series of questions that you will need to answer. This includes information about the student's demographic information, disability, requested accommodations, and the school plan. At the end of its screen, click Continue to proceed to the next page. Once you've finished with that step, you will review and verify your request. Before verifying and submitting your request, you'll be informed if you need to submit documentation for the College Board to review. Once you've answered all of the questions, you will be asked to review and verify the request. Check the box next to Agree and Continue to submit your request. And then you will see a notification at the bottom of the screen that your request was submitted, and if requested, you will need to upload documentation needed. If students do not want to use their accommodations, the accommodations will need to be removed in the SSD online system so it can be linked to the student's digital test. Previously, a student would be able to bring in a letter from a parent or guardian on test day if they did not want to use their accommodations. And due to the transition to digital testing, this is no longer available. Accommodations cannot be changed on test day. It is extremely important that accommodations requests for students are those needed due to a disability and that they are consistently used by the student in the classroom. The process of removing an accommodation takes time and will need to be completed 3 weeks in advance of the test's administration date. Once an accommodation is removed, it can no longer be used on any College Board test. Use the provided click sheet to walk you through the process of removing an accommodation. If additional accommodations need to be added, you will follow the steps provided by the College Board in the link entitled Change Accommodations Online. These are all of the hyperlinks for the named resources, but they also can be found on our Test Center website. Please contact your DTC if you have any questions. Thank you so much for joining us for this training. If you have any questions, don't forget to reach out, and thank you.